I was going to pick him up, and it was Saturday night. It was around 11:30, and I drive the way his house, the way the street that he used to live on his mom's was. On the right, there's no buildings. It's just his like a little parking lot. It holds like 20 cars or whatever. And on the left, like where my driver's side is, there's cars parked on the street, and then his building. So I stop in front of his building, and I turn around, and because I was waiting for him, he still didn't come there. And I noticed that there's guys outside. There's a Muslim guy in a wheelchair, and then a bunch of other Muslim guys in their Muslim pajamas just looking at his house.
Okay.
So I'm like, what are they looking? I look over, and I noticed that because it was night and his lights were on, he can't see outside, but when you see inside, you could see everything crystal clear. Everything was in HD, okay? And his brother's in one room, which I found out later was his room. He went into his room to use his computer. His brother's furiously masturbating in his room.
In your bedroom.
But he didn't know because I could see him. It looked like a movie. I could see him in the other room, the living room, getting ready to come out.
Okay.
So I'm like, what the fuck? And then I noticed that the Muslim guys are all there looking at his brother jerking off. So then I'm like, this is fucking. Yeah. This is not real life.
Are they doing that because it turns them on? Or
yeah, like
angry?
Well, they're not getting sexual. They're just like really like and like really into it. So I'm like, what the fuck? So he comes out. And he comes around the car, gets in the passenger seat, and I'm still shocked. I'm like, bro. And I point to his house. I go, dude. So he's like, oh, and he went back because you forgot something.
Yeah.
Actually, before he came in the car, he went out of the door. He went back into the house, and I could see him, but he didn't know. He's like, close the door again. So he went back in, didn't notice that this is happening. Sits. I point. I'm like, dude, your fucking brother. He's like, what? And I lean back. You could see his brother furiously masturbating, and guys watching his brother. What does he do? Motherfucker. Okay, I'll text him. I was like, no, I'll text him, bro. There's guys watching him jerk off. Either stop the guys or go back. He's like, I'm going to go back in there. And then you called him, I think, or something. Stop jerking off.
At least close the curtains before you masturbate.
And his brother was rebellious. His brother's like, no.
He didn't give a. And I told him when I went back home that the next day I go to him, you do realize like 10 people saw you masturbate.
Yeah, they were just standing out there. One guy was in a wheelchair.
This was his reaction.
Yeah, he didn't. His brother's very.
Even though it's your brother, if another man is jerking off where I sleep, I'll go in. I'll go like you should. Like fucking jerk off in your bedroom.
But I think the computer is in his room.
In my room.
Yeah, I don't care.
No, I wouldn't care either. But Poseidon was so. That was the time where he was getting so. Just demoralized in that place because everything was fucking with him. No. His brothers would call he got into a fight with his brother over a keyboard. I think the mother called the cops on both of them. The cops.
So it's not worth.
Almost got arrested multiple times actually, and both times were before we went to LA. So if I had gotten arrested before,
if you had a criminal record, he would have been able to leave with us.
Yeah,
so good thing he let his brother jerk off in his room. But I remember because that was a big thing for me because at the time I was talking about it I think on stage because it was just so shocking.
Yeah.
That. Also, them blatantly didn't give a fuck that they could see me. They looked at me. They knew I was looking at them. They didn't care. Poseidon came out of that house twice. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Poseidon saw his brother being watched jerking off. He didn't care.
Yeah.
And then the brother gets a text. Didn't care.
So much chaotic energy in that story.
So I was the only one. I felt like either I was the only normal person or the only crazy person.
No, you were the only normal person.
It sounds almost like you're the victim of a
of a gag
of a gay porn hidden camera.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Today we're gonna watch a young Greek boy masturbate while Muslims look at him, and we trick this fucking guy.
Yeah.